everybody, welcome to a little bonus episode for Riven. We are going to look at a few more endings that I did not discover before, and also show off a couple little extras here and there. Nothing too big, just a couple little things that I discovered along the way that I didn't get to show off. So, we're starting off, brand new game right here, so we can see this guy again. You remember this guy? He shows up a couple of times throughout the game, but here, he's gonna get darted by somebody of the moiety, and we'll just skip the rest of that. So he gets darted and dragged off. And if you go over to this edge here and look down, there he is! And eventually, at some point, he won't be here anymore. So he was knocked out, wakes up, goes away, and then we'll see him towards the end of the game when we get some of those endings. He's actually the one that Gen forced to use the book to get us out before he, shot us. So yeah. Anyway, our first new ending that we're going to get is to use this whole contraption without ever going to Tay. Or the 233rd age. Just before really doing anything. All you need to do is get this steam pipe directed here to give it power. Okay, the power's a hissing there. Let's get that set. We'll go over here, hit this stopper, which we now know exists. We can put in the code, which we now know from a previous game. Going into everything blind, not knowing any outside information, you wouldn't have you wouldn't have this knowledge to do this without going to Tay and getting this code and finding out about this stop. Then we just lower this thing and break the seal. You can see by that very flawless transition there that it just cuts out the section where Atris would be showing up, because there's nobody this time around. We just fall into the fissure. Nobody to say anything, nobody to see us, nobody saved. The next ending we're going to get is we come here to the 233rd age, and we just have ourselves a couple more chats with Gen. As you might remember, he wanted us to go into the book first, and we turn him down by just waiting too long.
I'm relieved you've returned. I thought perhaps you had decided against it. Here, I shall follow you directly.
And once again, instead of touching the book, we just wait.
free to go. But I think you should not come back unless you're willing to use the book.
We're trying his patience. He gives us a very stern warning, which we're gonna ignore. After a trip out and back in, we can once again press the Summon Old Man button.
All right then, once more. The only path open to you now is through this book. Take it.
Gonna pick your nose instead.
You see, I have changed. There was a time when I might have let you live. I made that mistake with Atris once. It's a pity you decided not to give me a second chance. Well, there's still time.
Now, the next ending we're going to be getting is we have the book, and Gen is trapped inside of it. But we're going to return to Tay with the trapped book. And then we're going to touch the trapped book.
It appears that the moiety and I will finally be able to discuss our differences face to face. I don't know exactly why you released me, but you realize, of course, that this must be the end for you. I can't take the chance that you will change your mind again. It may provide you with some solace, however, to know that with this act of self-sacrifice, you have secured your place in history. The Dunny culture will be reborn, and the lives of millions will be purified. Thanks to you. Farewell.
Now, the next little secret that I found was, you may remember here in the village, everybody's hiding. We could come to a door here that has a knocker. Now, we've since learned that the number 5 is very important. Yeah, I'm very glad that I found that when I was not using my microphone, because the sound I made is not one that should be heard by anybody. It scared me. Now, for this ending, we once again have Gen trapped in a book, but we did not free Catherine. And just to let you know, you can only free Catherine after you have trapped Gen. The code for unlocking her cell does not function until Gen is trapped. So I did try to see what would happen if I freed her without first dealing with Gen, but the game said no.
There's no time left. The age is collapsing. I've got to get back before it's too late. Your way is clear. You're free to go home. Farewell, my friend.
It feels good to kind of upset Atris. I just wish it wasn't at the expense of losing Catherine.
So much work. Yen is at last defeated, but the price of this defeat is dear. The people of Riven must try to hang on to a world which is dying. And I am sentenced to the futile task of nursing Riven's fatal wounds. Of Catherine, I will never know her fate.
Now for this ending, we actually have to do things in a different order than we did in our first playthrough. Instead of going to Tay first, we are going to the 233rd age first. We will be going there without the book that we retrieve from going to Tay. Push the Summon Old Man button, and this time we get to meet Gen without having that book in our possession. We get to see how much of this conversation will be different.
But he is completely unaware of her recent state. I know that you arrived in the Fifth Age with a book which was immediately stolen from you. Needless to say, its reacquisition is of interest to me, though my personal history with the moiety does not give me much hope for it. Still, there is a chance you might somehow manage to retrieve it. If you do, I would ask for the safety of all concerned that you bring it to me at your earliest opportunity. Again, to be honest, my reasons here are partly selfish. There is so much yet to be resolved between Atris and myself, especially in light of what has become of Catherine. In any case, my immediate concern is the completion of the sanctuary I've long promised to all the islanders. In the meantime, as a token of my good intentions, I will allow you free access to my linking books, crude though they may be, and to the rest of the Fifth Age. As for the stolen linking book, we should probably not meet again until you've recovered it. I will know if you succeeded and will await your return. Good luck with your search. I hope to see you back here shortly.
So we've been tasked with retrieving the book, and now we will go to Tay to get the book. But we will not be returning here with it. Instead, we will be using the book here, back in Riven, after meeting Gen and him telling us to go find the book. So we found the book, but we're stupid. And that is the guy who was knocked out at the beginning.
see you found the book. Thank you for returning it to me. It seems, however, circumstances have changed. I'm afraid my reunion with Atris will have to wait.
I'd so been looking forward to seeing you. Well,
There's still time.
So that's going to do it for all the endings. Now I'm going to leave you with one last little bonus thing here. Once again, the rule of 5 is going to be used to annoy a tuskfish. Just kidding, it was the rule of 3 this time. Got him. Now, there might be other little odds and ends to discover in this game, but I'll leave that to you to find for yourselves, as you will no doubt be playing this for yourself now that you've seen somebody else play it and solve all the puzzles for you. But that does it for me. I will see you again for Myst 3 Exile. Love ya. Mwah. Bye-bye.